Hello, I'm going to show you a Dynamo script I put together for creating sheets in a document. But first off, I'm going to delete all the plans. So I'll just find. Oh my god. I don't know if you see that, but I couldn't see everything there pop up in my schedules probably because of the screen cast recording. We're just gonna open my sheet list, and I just want to find. I'll just go by name or view name and and type. Just open it up. There's loads of different types here. I'm going to. I think I'll just delete them all actually. So I will not itemize every instance, and that should compress. Excuse me. Compress it down. So 10. So I have them selected. I'll just hit delete and delete 89 of the views here. So I'll just wait for that to delete, and I'll open up Dynamo and the script and just quickly go through some bits and pieces. Okay, so that's all the views deleted. I'm going to go to add-ons, Dynamo, and I'll open up the script now. I think the recorder has to switch over. If it does, just in case it doesn't, I'll drag it over here. Okay. So I have a few different ones. I think I'm going to go, the edited one. So I built this a while ago, a good while ago, about, I don't know, 2 months ago, something like that. And I'm after making it a little simpler, just for passing around and letting other people use. I did have one that would split out floor plans and ceiling plans, and create them separately. But this one is just for floor plans generally. Okay, just for creating your quick floor plans. So just to explain this, I have an Excel coming in, and that's driving all my. I'll just tell you, there's some list management going on here. I'm just just getting it so I just get the raw data. There's headers at the top of all this. I'll show you. I have Excel here. These are the headers along the top. I'm using some nodes in Dynamo to get rid of this one, and then I have just all of this information that I'm really concerned about. So if we go back here, so I'm doing some list management here, and then I have sheet numbers, sheet name, templates, view name, subdiscipline, and level ref, and this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so if you keep that sequence in mind, and we go back over to here, I have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so they're lining up with my numbers that I have in here. So you can add on to this if you want. Right, so my first block, I suppose, my first group of nodes creates the plans and sets the names of each of the plans. So we have, there's all the nodes there that I've used, and then I want to apply the actual view templates to each of the views, and also apply a sub-discipline. Now I've actually disconnected this sub-discipline from this one, but you can reconnect if you want. It's just that the sub-discipline is controlled by the view templates in this project, and then we go on to actually creating the sheets and placing the views on the sheets. Now I did have a script that did it slightly different to this, and when I came back to just having a look at this script, I noticed that the end bit of it that actually moved the views on the sheets to exactly where I wanted them was not here. I must have saved it somewhere else. So I had to recreate it. I couldn't find the exact help that I was looking for, but I found another guy, Joseph Peelderns. Let me just see. Is it Joseph Peel? Joseph Peel. Okay, and that's his shout out to him there. And that's these two Python scripts. The first Python script that just creates sheets with names, numbers, and a particular title block. So it's not like placeholder sheets, it's actually got a title block. And then this node here that places the sheets, or places views on the sheets in an XY coordinates. So here's my X and Y coordinates. And then I also have the option to put them into subdiscipline after that. So when you break it down, it's fairly simple. Like I'm zooming in and giving you a screenshot so you can actually recreate this for yourself if you want to. This is just again just a simple code block that's just using using these indexes to get that information out. So I'd obviously need a little bit of Dynamo knowledge or experience to recreate this successfully. So I'll just zoom in, give you all a look at it, and you can recreate it. And if people want it, I'll put this script up, and I'll put the script up with the actual Excel. It's very simple stuff, but it's a nice kind of example of how you can simply break a simple problem down, like creating these. How many sheets is it going to be? All in all, it's going to be 27. And the way that I created this in Excel, it took me about 6-7 minutes to create all of this and making sure it's all correct. So I was using Excel to its fullest, really. And if this was like for 300 sheets, it'd be the same process. Probably spend half an hour making up your Excel then, and then you would just open this up, and there's a few things that you would have to make sure are in your project before you run this. So I'll just go back into the project, and there's a view discipline. So I'm after adding in a project parameter as a view discipline, and it is added to sheets and views. Now I could split that out to sheet discipline and view discipline, but I just called it subdiscipline. Actually, sorry, I said view discipline, but I just called it subdiscipline, which relates to this subdiscipline here, and all that information will place it in your browser. So I've set that up, and also one other important thing to get this to work is your templates. So I'll just go to manage templates. I'll just make sure it's just my floor plans, and I have 0, 1, 2. Actually, I have to go all and all, because I think coordinated is actually a ceiling plan, but is it? Let me see. Underlay orientation, look down, and underlay orientation, look down. Yeah, so it mustn't. Okay, it's not a ceiling plan. Must be just another view. But anyway, 0, 0 coordinated, 0, 1 fire protection, 0, 2, and so on to number 3, and then we skip down here to number 4 because there's 3D views in here, and the 3 kind of overrules the 0 and comes down. And we have these 9 templates created, and if I go back to my Excel, I have my view templates, and I have my 9 different templates created here. Okay, so I have all that in there. I don't have any views, I don't have any sheets. Let's say this could be like done at the end of the project, before you've done any tagging or anything like that. You could, in theory, just delete all your sheets, or just create your views and sheets in one go, after everything's there, with the templates that you have already created in there. So I'm just going to skip back to Dynamo, and I am going to hit this. This will turn yellow because there's nothing coming into it, so it'll just turn yellow at the end. So I'm just going to hit run. I'll copy this. Actually, I'll just keep this here, and we'll keep an eye on sheets and views. Now I'm just going to let this run. It's going to take a little while to run. Now this pops up all the time. Would you like to rename corresponding level and views? And no, you don't want to do that. You want to keep them as generic as possible. That's what I like to do anyway. Your levels, like to keep them. Yeah, you just want to keep them not discipline specific. So that's going to create that, hopefully, and we can see that when it creates it, we'll have all our sheets with the correct numbers, the correct names, the correct view templates, view names, subdiscipline, and they'll all be on their correct level. So this is it can be very helpful at the start or end or mid project. You can also do the exact same thing for creating just views. You don't have to place them on sheets. But I'm just showing you this as an example. Now it is still churning away there in the background, and when it's finished we should have a nice set of views and sheets. So I might just pause this. I think it's back now. Yes, it is recording, sorry, I just wasn't sure if I unpause. So that took about 5 minutes all in all. I'm just going to open up this design. So we have floor plans in here, our fire protection, all in here, HVAC design, floors, all with the correct naming. Just going to have a quick look at the design and just open up the zones as well. I think there was supposed to be a color scheme applied to zones, so we'll just see. Yeah, okay, there's a color scheme applied to zones, and yeah, everything else should be okay as well. Not gonna go through. I may as well just check plans, and the HVAC modeling should be all grand. Okay, I just used some basic templates, and our sheets should be here. Yep. And they aren't organized by sub-discipline. I can just oh, these aren't set to sub-discipline. Only the views here were. So you could set your views to a certain sub-discipline to organize it a bit better than this. But I'll just open up one of them. I'll open up the ground zones. It has a little bit of color in it, and we'll just have a look at how this is placed on the sheet. I'm happy enough with that, almost happy enough to have that up there. I would want to bring it down. So if I wanted to bring this down, I would, let me just check one of the other views as well, just to see if it's in the exact same location. It's in the exact same location. So instead of just clicking on them and moving them, or I could just find that piece of script that I lost and use it to find all views and bring them down. Now again, this would be like for setting out your GAs, really. You'd need a more involved script to put more than one view on it, and getting them aligned and finding out exactly what views you want on. So that would take a good bit of organising beforehand. But this is just a nice, simple, plain way of getting set up. So if I go back to Dynamo and I just go back to here, right, this increments here, we have X and Y. So X is left, right, and Y is up, down. So I'd probably bring this down to 1 point. I wouldn't bring it like 1.4 possibly. So I could bring that down to 1. I'll test it out with 1. What I'm going to do is I'm going to undo that Dynamo script. So that's completely undone. I'm going to go back to here, and I'm going to put in, I have my view sheets worksheet from this Excel, but now I'm going to put in test. So if we just go back to this Excel, I have view and sheets, and I also have test, just with 2 on it instead of the 27. So I'm just going to come back here. I'm going to disconnect. That's why I have this repeater here. I'm just going to disconnect so that when I run it, it kind of, in a way, flushes out. Kind of resets all the nodes beyond this point. That's why it really did that. So let me see. It's after doing something. Okay, it just went ahead and created some placeholders, but we'll just delete them. And now reconnected. Would you like to rename corresponding? Nope. And so this only has 2 sheets to go through. So we'll see. I didn't even change that figure, so there's no point in doing this. Right. We'll just hold on, and we'll just open that up and open up our coordinated drawn, and we'll just see that it didn't work. Yeah, it's in the exact same location. So I'm going to just go down here and undo, and now come back to our Dynamo. And I said I would bring this to 1.4, and again I'm going to just undo that, rerun that script, and there's just a little bit of a hangover in it, as in a little bit of junk there, and I'm just bringing this in and rerunning. Would I like to rename? Nope. So it's a simple enough script from the screenshots that you can gather from the way I created this. It should be okay to for someone who's had a little bit of experience with Dynamo to actually create this from the ground up. And there we go, it's after moving it down just that tiny amount. So 0.1 is the equivalent of, I'm going to try, and it's about 25 millimeters. 0.1 is about 25 millimeters in the XY coordinates. So that's a simple enough script. I would advise you, if you are new to Dynamo, to brand new, just go to dynamobim.org, this website here, and from there you can get to most of the decent resources. There's loads of resources out there online. But this one here, the primer, that's the go-to. That's the first thing you go to get an overview exactly what you're getting yourself into. Okay. So you go there, you learn a bit, and then attempt simple scripts. And you can make a script a script when you're creating it from the ground up as simple, or well, when you're starting out, you want to keep them simple for a while until you understand exactly what's going on, and then add on. So if you have a little bit of experience, I would advise you to attempt this on a project that just create a project. I just used this sample project from Revit. I just used this MEP sample project because it had loads of different services. It kind of made sense to kind of do it for this one and not just structural, where you only have a few drawings. Well, a few plans. So. Right, that was that script, and I'll hopefully get another video up some point next week and have a look at, I'm not sure, maybe that ladybug add-in, have a look at how that could affect decisions, I suppose decisions earlier in the design of a project.